So for many years, I didn't know that I was a young carer or didn't identify with being that, just because that was my day-to-day life. I didn't know any different. I didn't know there was anyone else doing the same sort of role as me. I didn't want people to just see me like that. But the more I've learned about myself and what it means to be a young carer, the more I've accepted it and started identifying with it, because it's not something I want to hide anymore.
Well, I guess I classify as one because I help her out every day by doing some sort of task. I don't know, it makes me happy when she is happy. That doesn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think I am one. Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that my life is just so much different to everyone else's, because it's not that much different, but it is still a little bit different. And yeah, I just have a lot to do sometimes.
Yeah, I don't want to make all big attention on me. I just want it to be oh yeah, I look after her because she needs help, not because I have to, you know.
I've been judged about everything I've gone through in my life, and people don't know the full story. And then people will say to other people about how my life isn't as tough as I say, or it's so bad, when it really is just there.
And some people just think it's easy, but to be honest, it really isn't, because you're doing double the work of what you do for yourself. You're doing for another person. Showering, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, everything you do for yourself, you have to do times that, which is double the time, and you lose more time to, do schoolwork, do your work. Lots of people do really understand it, and it's awesome, but some people just don't really they understand, but not fully, if you know what I mean.
I'm at school by 8 o'clock because I spend that hour before school catching up some of the schoolwork that I didn't get to do at home because of my siblings. And I'm usually coming home and then looking after my brother while I'm doing my homework, and then it's a couple hours later and then it's dinner. But then weekends it's making him breakfast and trying to distract him while I'm trying to get more schoolwork done. And usually making lunches, and then Mum will be home for dinner. It's kind of exhausting, actually.
Employing or teaching or even just looking after in any way of a young carer is going to be different to employing, looking after, or teaching any other person. They are going to need extra support, more emotionally than physically. If they're struggling with work, you've got to understand that there's a reason. They're not lazy, they're not ignoring the work, they're prioritizing other things in their life. And I think you've just got to remember not to assume that the worst of them, I think.
I find when I was at school, I would just fall through the cracks because my teachers felt bad. So if I didn't pass an assignment, they would pass me on it rather than teach me about that subject or just speak to me about what's going on. So that was a struggle for me.
It was pretty similar for me too. Partially because in year 9 I was completely burnt out, and I pretty much didn't go for most of the year. And whilst I appreciate what some of the teachers did for me, I don't think I should have passed. They would just kind of pass it off yeah, that's enough, it's enough. But if it was any other student, it would be nowhere near enough. I'm grateful they did help me, but I don't think that you should just write someone else off completely because they're a young carer.
take the time to sit down with a young carer. If you want to know what it's like, take the time to sit down with them and actually have a, like we're doing right now, have a conversation with them. You know, ask them, you know, it can be any question you want. You know, it can be weird questions. It can just be very general questions. It's, and even how you can help the life of a young carer, you know, how you can assist, how you can make it a little bit better, I think is an awesome thing. And I think, yeah, it's just getting that education and just being patient and knowing the situation of the young carer.